see ya.
Are you hot or no?
No, I should be fine.
You'll survive?
I will survive. Good Lord.
Ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I was gonna say hello.
Hi, welcome back. My name's Brittany. This is my wife, Bridget. Together, we're neither funny nor original. And this week, we are going to talk a little bit about. I guess, about our feelings or our thoughts surrounding queer icons and allies. Not too much of a deep dive into a list of icons, but just our thoughts surrounding queer icons, allies. But first, do you have a word of the week? Did you want to take it away?
I do. Let's take it away. I do have the word of the week. The word is probably something that we have all used at some point in time, but I wanted to know if you maybe knew the actual definition of it.
Okay.
Kerfuffle.
Is that when you mess up?
No.
What is it?
Okay, so it's a commotion or fuss, especially one caused by conflicting views.
Kermuffle?
Kerfuffle.
Oh, kerfuffle. Okay, spell it for me.
Okay, I had my brain stopped working for a second because I saw K-E-R, but for some reason it was a Q in my head that kept popping up.
Oh, I do that too.
Like
where all
it
of a
just
sudden
broke.
I can't read or spell.
Yeah, definitely. So it's K-E-R, fuffle, F-U-F-F-L-E.
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
When you...
It's a cause a commotion or like a fuss, especially when caused by conflicting views. So like we got into a bit of a kerfuffle. It's like a...
I was going to say when.
No, it's like, that's just an example.
Okay.
We didn't actually go through that. But it's like, you know how when there's like a physical fight, it could be like skirmish. Like this is...
But it's not... is it always physical or is it
no, this
when
is,
we see drama kind of
yes,
happen? Okay.
This is not physical. This is the opposite side of that.
Okay.
Now I'm just wondering if I used skirmish correctly.
Well, I was imagining like when... soccer.
And well, yes, that's what it's called. Yeah. An episode of irregular or unpremeditated fighting. Correct. So skirmish is physical.
Okay.
Think of it that way. And then kerfuffle is like views.
Yeah.
Argumentativeness.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for that. Is
You're
it
welcome.
in relation to today's episode?
It's not. Oh, but it could actually.
I feel like, it might be fitting.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I got sucked into ACOTAR, okay? A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, you have to explain for the people.
I got sucked in and I've been listening.
It's a book series.
It is a book series. It's a series of 5 books.
It's actually kind of old already.
It is. It's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I listened and binged 10 episodes. No, 4 of the 5 books. I'm currently waiting on the 5th book, but because my brain is like sucked into that world, I'm not able to actually get into like other new books. So I went back to listening to old romance books that I liked before. Mafia romance. So there is like a series of books. I didn't even think to mention it here, but essentially one of the books I'm listening to, the girl likes words, and like that was a word that she had used. Like she does actually use funny words throughout the whole book. But kerfuffle is what I heard today, and I was like,
stuck with you?
Yeah.
So you actually sought it out. You didn't actually like Google word of the
day?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Not that we do that.
Never. We're always fully prepared.
Sometimes I do actually have words that I want to, that I'm like, oh, I need to remember this for next time.
Yes, ma'am. Same.
So what did you want to talk about for today? Because I know we were kind of, when we first, what is that? When we first, what the hell? Brought this up about gay icons. Well, last week, I think when we were driving back from the doctor, you had said on the web,
the World Wide Web of social media.
Yeah. That we were talking about icons and allies. And I felt immediately like, oh, okay. I wasn't prepared for that because I actually don't feel like I have that.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
The only reason why I said that in that video, she's referring to an Instagram story I put up, was because we had discussed that's what this episode week would be.
I don't
And
recall.
you were like, yeah, that's great. I have things to say. I was like, okay, cool. And that's how I was like, okay, I guess this is just, what were you talking about?
Earlier today, Bridge told me something, and I don't even remember what it was. But then
Clearly.
she said it again, or she was like, "You didn't answer me," or "I didn't hear you," or no, you didn't. So am I going to get a response or what? And I was like, you got to say it louder for the people in the back, people in the back of this brain, because there's multiple things going on. And I don't know, did I acknowledge you when you asked it or what?
No, that's why I said, I guess you're not going to answer
so
me.
when I say it louder for the people in the back, it's still me, but it's the people in the back of this brain. So did you say it loud enough for the people in the back?
The second time?
When we talked about this episode?
Yes. You made, so here's the thing with Brittany.
I apologize.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in her brain at all times. Okay,
no excuse.
It's what it is. I know that if I need her like dialed in attention where she's gonna remember what we discussed, I have to have her like stop what she's doing. She could not be doing anything. She could be just sitting there, but I need to make eye contact with her. And we need to have like an actual like, okay, this is what this is going to do. And this is this. And still like it works like half of the time, I think.
Yeah. But it does actually, when you're like, okay, I need you to really pay attention, because I don't realize that
you're not paying attention.
It's almost like I did have the conversation. Mm-hmm. And then I have to like go back and like say it like, what was it? And when you see it in movies, when it's like when they try to piece back together after.
You are constantly the math lady.
Yeah. But like, then they show you the scene again, and then it's like mumble blah, 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 and then you say it clearly, and it's like, oh, I didn't realize that was what was said in the time, because most of the time it just sounds like Sims language, and then I have to remember to put it back on English. Not just you, but just in general, that I don't realize it's like, oh, I was not tapped in there, but I thought I was.
Okay. That's very interesting.
It's like an out of body experience, but I am two people, but both of them are hard of hearing. Not even hard of hearing. I honestly, I'm bad with that. I need to be better with it. I'm sorry.
She's not hard of hearing because she can hear.
I can hear.
She can hear perfectly fine. Sometimes she thinks I can hear perfectly fine.
Isn't it crazy that I can actually acknowledge you though, and not actually listen to what I just acknowledged?
A little sociopathy.
Yeah, just call me sociopathy. But yes, I need to be better about that. I'm sorry.
So all of that to say,
yeah, what was the point?
I thought, you know what, let's talk about like, because there's a very large like community of gay icons and allies and like people that queer people absolutely love and cherish and are like, these people can do no wrong. And I was thinking about it more, and I was like, okay, well, who would I say that like I absolutely love and I would put in that place? And I really thought to myself, like, I don't think that I can, because I think at some point these people have all done something that I'm like, I don't think I fully agree with that. But essentially I had looked up like top gay icons. Okay. And I had seen like Elton John, Madonna, Lady Gaga, Liza Minnelli, like Prince, right? All of these people that are really big in our community that people really look up to.
Prince?
I don't know why he's on the list.
Brother,
was his name Lawrence? No.
Prince's real name. Brother Nelson.
Brother Nelson. Is that? Yeah, that's how your grandma refers to him on.
Yeah, because he was a J-Dub, Jehovah's Witness, for those who don't know. My grandma's a Jehovah's Witness, so when he passed away, she asked my mom, did you hear about Brother Nelson?
Oh, yeah. Did your mom know who it was right away?
No, she said, who's that?
How did that conversation go? Was it like, who is that? And then,
yeah,
like, what did your grandma say to her?
Prince. Oh. She's like, well, we know it's my grandma. My grandma. Okay, go on.
I know. So then, like, Cher, RuPaul, all these people, right?
Yes.
Okay, these are people that are really well known, really well loved. They're either allies or they are part of the community. And I think what kind of turned my perspective on it was JoJo Siwa.
Why you gotta drag that girl into this?
Because I have to. It's something that I really feel like I want to talk about, because she had this really public coming out and was like ripped off her childhood and was like, I am gay. I want to be the next queer icon and like all this stuff, right? This is a 22-year-old girl.
Is she
I'm pretty sure she's 22.
Okay.
And recently it has come out that she is in a relationship with a guy. She was with a couple of different females and just like has a relationship right now with a guy.
Yeah.
And she's getting a lot of backlash. And I kind of thought, you know, that's the dangers of making someone into an icon and putting that person on this pedestal of like they could do no wrong until they do something you don't like.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, this person's fake. This person's trash. This person was queer baiting. This person was like all of this stuff. Okay, sorry for that weird cut. Maple, listen.
She's still going at it. Whatever.
She's still going for it. Maple is on a barking rampage. She gets really grumpy when she skips meals, but she insists on skipping meals. So
did she skip a meal today?
This morning she didn't. Wait, no, she did. She ate her breakfast.
She's just grumpy. She's old and grumpy.
She's an old grumpy girl. OGG.
Quiet.
Anyways, as I was saying, this girl, I was never on the JoJo Siwa bandwagon, okay? I thought this is really foolish of her to be saying these kind of things and like trying to portray herself in a certain light. But this is a very young girl who very publicly is figuring out her identity. And she made some very bold statements that now she's like having to, you know, backtrack.
Yeah.
We saw this also with Brittany just told me about it with Fletcher. And that's where I feel like, first of all, if I'm your gay icon, just know I'm gonna let you down. It's I'm gonna do things.
I'm not even gonna let you up, first of all.
Oh, you're not about bringing the people up in this life?
I can barely bring myself up. I'm just here for the ride.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny because I think back to like my growing up in the church. My mom was always like, you know, you can't have any idols. Like, you can't like this person too much because then they're going to become an idol, right? And I kind of see the dangers now of like,
I agree. The older I get,
not because of like her beliefs, which are, well, you're going to worship this person or this thing more than you would God, but like more so of just like, if I put this person up there, I'm removing their humanity and I'm removing their ability to make poor decisions when like this is their first time in life.
Yeah,
most of the time. And like I feel like it's a very dangerous thing to do.
I agree. Do you know what JoJo's name is?
Joelle,
Joni.
That sounds like chonies.
It does. That changes things.
Interesting. Yeah.
Going off of that, so I agree with that. I think that as I've gotten older, I've definitely felt a shift in the way that I think of my favorite celebrities. So it's like I feel drawn to people that inspire me or inspire me in my own creativity, or I really like them as creative, whether it's an actor, actress, singer, whatever, and I'm drawn to whatever it is that they're also doing outside of maybe that work specifically. JoJo, I felt the same way. I felt more like cringe about it of this girl, what is she doing?
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like it was a place for me to jump on the bandwagon of hating on her. First of all, everyone's annoying me these days, but I think with her, I just felt very much like, almost like, oh, like this is a moment that you don't realize they're going to look back on 10 years from now. And like, oh,
the whole
why didn't anyone
thing,
tell
right,
me?
of her coming out?
Yeah,
and
like that whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think, oh, what a privilege for me that I got to have my cringe moments really just, you know, with my family.
And like close friends.
Yeah, but to have it to where like I think about the thoughts that I had when I was 22 years old, and I've always I feel like 15 years older than my age. So even at 22, I feel like I was still like saying cringe things or, so I do feel like she had a very public coming out. Obviously she chose that, but I think her brain, her coming up in an industry being so young, I think she's kind of emotionally stunted at some like under 20 years old. And so she's thinking, I don't know, I just feel like there's a little bit more grace to give her because I feel like she's just a child. Every time I see her, she's just a child in my eyes. So I feel for her and how it all happened, because I know she got a lot of hate. And she kept saying things to make it worse. And I'm just like,
I just saw some headline that she canceled like all her US tour because of the whirlwind from the past few weeks.
It is interesting, even with this shift with the guy. And I feel like for me, it's just about, he's a lot older than her. That's interesting. Yeah. Not even about that. It's a guy. But yeah, I do think that like this whole thing, again, she got herself in a bit of a messy situation. It's unfortunate because her going through this is not in and of itself messy. We all go through, hey, I feel like this is my phase right now. Or maybe we think that's not even a phase. We just think, like this is how I shaved half my head, like for a haircut. I think about it now. I'm like, what was I doing? I would never do that again. But I was just trying on different things before I came out. And I didn't even know like, will people know that I'm gay? I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I thought I was being edgy. Okay. I think Demi Lovato inspired that. Yes. But Fletcher, for those of you who don't know, she is a singer, songwriter. She's been in the industry for a few years now, at least like 10 years, I think. But she has become a bit of a lesbian icon. She has some good music. I haven't really listened to her too much. I feel like I haven't listened to her for a few years now. But I do remember I liked her. I just fall off. I really stick to one genre.
Since 2011.
Okay. And I don't know all of the context to what is going on. I've just heard a little bit about it. I've read a little bit about it. But essentially she came out with a song. People are upset. They're divided because, one, she's been a lesbian icon for quite a few years. But she is, I think, dating a guy right now, or was dating a guy. But she released a song about, kissing a boy and a relationship with a man. But I think the discord is that, one, she's been a lesbian icon for a long time, so now there's like, she's bisexual now, but maybe she's always been. I really don't know. And then the other thing is that she released it during Pride Month, which people had an issue about. It's the start of this month that I guess she released it.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say
I'm on nobody's side.
Exactly.
So, okay.
But what I am gonna say is, if she's bisexual, why would it be an issue?
Yeah.
It's because she was set up as a lesbian icon because she historically has publicly dated women. Mm-hmm. And that means that she can only ever date women now.
Yes. So that is where I honestly don't know. I haven't looked into that much. I honestly feel fatigue with so much of this. We were just talking about this the other day. And that's why we have some mixed feelings with like icons. And I'll tell you, guys, come here, listen close. The other day, I was on the verb and like the clur, but the web.
Genuinely confused.
I was on the web,
the web,
on the Instagrams, and there was a video that popped up that was it was a party bus, I guess, of I think maybe Tig Notaro. Is it Tig Notaro?
Tig Notaro, Sarah Paulson,
and some other people there, queer icons, lesbian icons. Okay, at least that's what the comments were saying. And like queens and my icons, queer icons, and they're on a party bus and they're just dancing like queer icons do. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And
it was a lesbian party bus.
Okay. And I thought to myself, one, I thought I need to get off Instagram right now. But two, this, I don't know. I think that this is a bit where I feel we dip a little into the hypocrisy of it all. We're not special. Our sexuality is nothing to be rewarded over, or like, like we're just people and we happen to like other people and maybe they're the same gender as us, whatever it is.
We're saying love is love. Yes. This is normal.
But also, if you are gay, you might get better roles in Hollywood. You might get better opportunities. You might be an icon now. You might be like have all these things given to you, better opportunities. And also for some reason, the spokesperson for a group of people that are different, all up, like it's different personalities, different backgrounds, different trauma, all kinds of things. But now like you are the one that we pass the baton to, and you might not have ever identified as queer before. You might have never hooked up with someone of the same sex or anything like that. But we have a JoJo that comes out and she's created a queer genre. She's like, because she, and it's not, so much to criticize her again, because I feel like it's her immaturity talking, and it's going to take years for her to, I hope so. I mean, look back and be like, oh, maybe that wasn't the right choice. I kind of see how I just put myself in there in this community, and I let myself speak for them, and I don't really even know them. And then now I just decided I'm going to date a guy. And again, it's fine if she was bisexual. And I think I hear this a lot too. And people, we need to get over it. If bisexual people want to actually be bisexual, why do we get upset with them when they choose to date the opposite?
Because they'll present, if they're presenting one way, like that's where I think that this idea of like permanence is, people have to get over it, whether they have historically only dated women and have claimed to be lesbian this whole time. If they decide to date someone of a different gender, then like, so what?
Yeah.
Why does it matter? That's my big thing. That's what I definitely don't understand. How does who this person decides to be with affect me?
Yes, that is where I really am struggling the older I get. And I'll be the first to tell you that I am not knowledgeable in the LGBT community the way so many, like, I just don't know. There's a ton that I don't know that I'm continuing to learn about, and I try to be respectful of everyone and hear everyone's stories, but I'm not super educated on that. And I also feel like that it's just, there's a lot that frustrates me about our own community.
Yeah.
And it is like going back again to just why I say the hypocrisy is because we are saying we're nothing special, but yet we do want to be treated special. And that's what's just frustrating about it. Like, there's some middle-aged white women dancing on a bus, and they're queer. There are lesbian icons, and I'm sure they're lesbian icons for other reasons. And I have to educate myself on what it is that they do. But I don't feel like someone should be an icon just because they happen to have been born with a certain sexuality, or they're attracted to someone, and oh my God, aren't they amazing because they are attracted to this kind of person and they're existing in the world so bravely. I think that that's wonderful. I think that we are privileged that we get to be out, we get to be married. We're living somewhere that we actually get to be married, which is incredible. And because of that, I also feel like what part of my whole thing was like the depression of what I feel is like, did I really come here to pay taxes and wipe asses? Like, I feel if I'm going to, like, I want to have a job where I feel creative and I'm doing meaningful work and I'm helping people, and I get to do this podcast, and we get to have our little side business with, Neither Funny Nor Original, and maybe create more cards or more art prints. But I don't want to be just treated special because I'm with you. Like, great. What else am I doing on this world? Oh, because, if we happen to get opportunities, I feel like I would sit in my room and like, what am I doing with those opportunities? Is it just because I happen to be gay, that people are giving me something, or am I doing something meaningful and helping people? So that's where it's like, I don't like icons. I do have a couple that I want to talk to you about, but I don't, but it's not, I do struggle with this whole thing going on. And then we'll see, I'm sorry, back to the Fletcher thing. We see now too, that this woman, is being picked apart. Again, I think I can recognize that there's mixed emotions, and I've seen a lot of things. I don't know enough about her, but I've seen some of the stuff that I've read of like, oh, I could see maybe why this wasn't a great fit. Like maybe this shouldn't have been done in this way. But I'm
gonna push back on that. I don't understand why it couldn't be done this way. if like, again, I don't know much about this whole situation, but if she is just a woman who is dating people, why is it a big deal? She's not coming out and saying, I'm hetero, I was wrong, I am only dating men, and this song is exactly like, this is my new whatever anthem, this is my new stance, this is my new point of view. Like, from my understanding, she's not doing that. She just released a song during...
She kind of did, though.
Shit.
So even in the interview, and I only saw a little bit of it. I didn't finish the whole thing. So again, I'm sorry. I don't know a lot of it. And I didn't want to get deep in the weeds. Am I using work lingo on here now? We're getting in the weeds now.
Do they say that at work?
Yeah, like, we're getting now in the weeds. I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like... Are we out in the forest or are we at our desk click-clacketing? So
that's interesting.
But
okay, so she did say that.
I think she was talking about it as if like it was a chapter in her life.
Oh,
almost like there was a phase that she went through, which I think I don't know if I would have chose that. I think I would have just been like, I'm in a really great relationship, or I met someone that, you don't even have to say anything. So this is where it's frustrating of, did you put yourself in the box because you benefited from it, and now you gotta finesse your way out of the box, but you put yourself there to begin with. And it's, again, we all gotta make our own beds. It is what it is. I don't know her, obviously. I don't know the behind the story. I'm not a fan of her like that, to know all the juicy details of, well, you don't know, because let me tell you, in 2007 and 2008, I don't know all that.
So if that is the case, I take back everything I just said. I can't defend that.
Yeah. But I think, you know what? It is what it is. Okay. So it is, I don't know, more and more people that I think if we stop making it such a big deal in this way, maybe we wouldn't have to be then, I don't know, like trying to undo what I think it's just tricky when people are benefiting from the thing that they're like, yeah, I am this and I'm going to lean into it. And then it's when
they are, we've talked about this before, but like their sexual identity, their sexuality is their moneymaker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And their entire identity is their sexuality.
Yeah.
Well, when there's some changes in that, it puts a lot at stake. It puts their career at stake. It puts their fan base at stake. It puts their like livelihood at stake. Yeah. And I think that's where I feel like, is it wise to do that? To make your whole shtick.
It is sexuality. It is wise if we, the people, are rewarding that behavior.
That's
true. If we're rewarding those actions.
We always say that us being together, or us being like whatever we are, if like Brittany being lesbian, me being bi, that's the least interesting thing about us. Like, that's just our normal, this is just who we are, and this is just a normal part of our everyday.
Yeah.
There's so much more that makes us who we are. And I feel like we believe,
we the people.
Yes, we the people. And maybe it's different for you guys at home. I don't know, for whoever's listening, but I feel like if that's where I'm coming from, of it doesn't even matter. Like, that's the least interesting fact about me. Why would I then turn around and try to seek like special accommodations because of this, or recognition because of this?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, it is. I can see how it's tricky for both parties, because I'm sure with Fletcher, which Fletcher is a brand, First of all, it's not even a real name, but Fletcher has to operate on what is best for her as a brand.
Yeah.
What makes the most sense. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes of, okay, like, I want to write, I'm sure she thinks I want to write authentic music, true music, and I have this experience, and maybe I want to share that this part of me with my fans in this kind of way. Who knows why, things are, why she chose what she chose, or any of that. But it is, I think, just if there's only one thing that makes you marketable or interesting, and it happens to be something that could be so fluid to begin with, it's probably not the safest thing to latch onto, because then you get the people that are enraged, and rightfully so. I think too that I understand everyone's emotions and all that. I think the way that she's speaking about it though is a little hurtful. That's where it's hurtful. The fans that were like, putting her up there. But this is why we don't put people up there.
Exactly.
What else do you have to say?
Well, it's very confusing. It's very tricky to have these icons, because you want someone to look up to, but at the same time, like, you have to remember humanity is a thing. Okay.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way with Demi Lovato. Guys, I really did. I'll put myself out there. I love that woman, but she hurt me far too many times, and I said, you know what, enough with me. I think at 30 is when I'm like, I'm tapped out. I'm not I'm done with these people, all of them.
But that being said, tell me some of your favorites.
I'll tell you one that I recently became aware of maybe a couple months ago that I didn't realize it was Elizabeth Taylor was a really big ally back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And through her life, but early on when it was really difficult for people in Hollywood, obviously. But I saw that she had co-founded. Let me see. She was a co-founder of the American Foundation for AIDS Research.
Wow.
And then I think she did a lot of work with AIDS, bringing awareness to it, talking about rights for gays. And she was just, from a bit that I read about her, the poor woman, she didn't have a really great record for her own marriages and love life, but I feel like she did like so much work to really fight for our community and put her fame to, I think, some good use. And there's friends that, it was interesting because so I love classic films. And so I remember when I was looking a little bit about Rock Hudson, but there's Montgomery Clift, who I really liked him, but his story was always interesting to me too, because the poor guy, he was like this super handsome guy, like Zac Efron kind of handsome, super attractive guy. He got in a really bad, I think a motorcycle accident or car accident, kind of messed up his face, and he had to have reconstructive surgery. So he looked different after that. That accident.
What's his name?
Montgomery Clift.
Oh, Clift.
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 Yeah, Clift. And but I remember reading, when I was like reading up on him, Elizabeth Taylor would come up a lot, and I think they were in a movie together. I can't, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought, this guy's clearly gay, and then I read that he was gay, but Elizabeth Taylor was with him a lot, and I thought, I remember having that thought. I wonder if like she was a bit of a beard for him, or like just a really good friend, because you would have to know that he was gay. And so then later when I read more about Elizabeth Taylor with our community and her being an ally, I was like, that's actually really cool for her to do what she was doing. There's a quote that she has that I saw. There is no gay agenda. It's a human agenda. All of us should be treated the same. Long live love. And I think that that's really beautiful, because I think that it is a human agenda. The other thing, the other icon I want to talk about, which is not just because I'm so apologetic that I left her off last week. Saran Jones from Gentleman Jack. I completely disregarded Gentleman Jack, and that is on the top of my list. I just, honestly, when I was compiling all these shows, I was like, I'll just go through my IMDb and see what it is. And I missed that one. But Gentleman Jack was an amazing show. One of my favorites. I actually have some scripts printed out, because the scripts are available if you guys like to read scripts. Maybe no one does that's listening, but I like to read the scripts because I like to see how it came across through the screen. Why Saran Jones is on the list is because so Gentleman Jack is an amazing show, right? I loved it. I thought it was great. They really honored the story between these two women who are actually real life women. That's so interesting. I actually, last week I asked you, this is my brain. I asked you about if there's any a couple or someone in film that reminded you that you connected with or you felt some kind of way about. I think Ann Lister would be mine. Is she? Wait, what's the one that was
Lister?
Is it Lister, the one that was like for sure ADHD and all over the place? I think
the writer. Yeah, that's you.
I think she would be mine. You'd probably be
Ann Walker. I would. Always sick, but just depressed.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Okay, so anyways, so I thought it was a really great show, but I always like to acknowledge that shows are. You cannot have it without the writer. Okay. So as much as I love it, Saran and I think it's Sophie Rundle, they would not do what they do without the writer.
Right.
And so that's why I was like wanting to read the, and let me see. I'm sorry. I don't even have the name. I think it started with an S.
Who? The writer?
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Sally Wainwright?
Yes. Just incredible what she did with that, with all that information.
Was your brain going like,
yeah, because it's like, I want to acknowledge this woman, she did a lot with that show.
Yeah.
Oh, there was so much. There's so much in that show. Okay. Anyways, it's amazing though. You learn so much, and it's not just about being gay or a lesbian. It had so much information in there. Like, oh, I want to know like what was going on during this time. And so anyways, Saran, I was like, well, who is Saran? And, I saw that she is either a director or president for a small little theater in well, maybe it's not very small, I don't know, but I think it's like a small theater in like Broadway theater. You know how the London people are like, they actually know what's up. Not our theater of Cinemark, but a Broadway theater over there, and they do plays. I don't know if it's just the summer, but she's really active in the community, and then we'll go and actually be present for the acting. Are you trying to yawn?
No. Yes.
I knew that.
Did you know?
I know everything.
How did you know though?
But it's like, that's her baby, where she just devotes a lot of time to, is active in it. Right now, I think they're scouting for a young playwright or a new playwright that is inexperienced, almost like very young. Really? So an entry-level playwright. So yeah, but you have to be over there where they are in England.
Oh, okay. Where's that?
But they, so I think for me personally, this is the stuff that moves me about people. So Saran, I loved her in this gay show. But when I find out that they're doing good things for other people in the community, not just the LGBT community, which is amazing if they do, but that it seems like they're just trying to do good with what they have and the platform that they have, and help other people. And Saran, it seems very clear that she has a true love for acting, and like a love of theater, which is completely different from like film. I'm about to choke.
Oh no.
And I don't know, when I saw that, I just thought, that's really cool that you know that you're just Saran just walking up and she's just going to be teaching some class, and like it's like
is little she a kids writer as well, or is it just
I don't know. I don't think she's a writer. I think she's just acting. But to have a hand of like, hey, I actually really enjoy this and I have connections and I want to do something. So I think her and her husband are involved in the theater. But I think that's just amazing. It's a wonderful passion project, and I don't know. That is the stuff that motivates me. It inspires me of, honestly, it's the thing that would make me, not that I have the line, but at some point that, hey, I want to talk to Saran. Like, that's the person I want to get on the podcast. That's the people that are out there existing and trying to do good. I don't know. That's what I feel like. I see creativity. I see, you're thinking like, not just, I don't know, anyone could hop on a podcast and be asked 15 questions in an hour time about like, you know, so this role you took, this has meant so much to the queer community. What do you have to say about that? if they're not from the queer community, or if I mean, even if they are from the queer community, it's just a lot of pressure to put on someone. And why are we answering to that? You know, what else are they doing that is interesting besides you want them to speak on? So what does that mean to you in the queer community or for the queer community? It's just a lot of pressure. I think we are putting that pressure on people. And it's like this vicious cycle that's like, well, I do care about the people. If I was actress, like, I do care about the people. I want them to know that I care. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to educate myself and involve myself and show that I'm an ally. But then we continue to add more and more and more. And it's just, I don't know. I feel that it could be, that's where we're talking about icons and how we shouldn't be putting them up. Like, I think that there's a lot that we are doing to the allies as well.
Exactly.
That is continuing, that like they piss us off now and we want to cancel them because they did something that showed us that they're human. Yeah. You know?
Exactly. I think that it's very not, okay, so it's not always very easy, but it's probably really easy to say something as an ally rather than actually like do things and, you know, focus on bettering a community, not just like the queer community, but the community as in your community of people around you. And like, I do agree where, seeing what someone does is, I will trust that more than what they're saying. Than someone who's just talking. Yeah. You know, it's really easy to sit down for an interview and say, I support X, Y, and Z. But like, you just verbally support them. I agree. Your heart is with them. Like, my prayers go to them kind of thing. Like, there's so much more that can be done to show your allyship to become an icon of some kind of sort. Just show up for your community. Yeah. Whatever community that is.
I don't know. It's just really hypocritical sometimes of, you know, when people are, you know, playing murders or playing, I don't know, they have to be murders or musicians that aren't really musicians or, you know, these biopics or like that. So what does it mean to the, you know,
murder community?
Exactly. What do you have to like, murderer. You know, but anytime there is something with queer involved, gay,
it's immediately
lesbian, it's look at this, oh my gosh, this queer icon, look at this daddy, look at, oh mother. Y'all need to call your own mothers, you know, because I'm sure half of you have been ignoring her calls. Yeah. And so it's just, I don't know. I'm not interested in you being gay or you being straight. What are you doing? And also I'm perfectly okay with it, and I hope you're perfectly okay with it if it's just a job. It's okay that you chose acting and you got a job and you did it well. Yeah. Now move on. And I think that we expect now, like I would imagine the pressure even today. So before, you couldn't even play these kinds of roles. Now you play these roles, but just know you're going to be boxed into this icon. Yeah. And we're going to expect a lot out of you. And we're going to want you to continue to do LGBT stuff. Yeah. And if you don't, if I see that you like someone's post and that post of that person is a Republican or a conservative, then you're probably an asshole. Yeah. You know, and what does that mean for the community? It's just too much. It is too much. Y'all need to calm down and have a hot pocket.
You know who someone I'm actually interested to see like where their career goes is gosh darn it. The guy from Bridgerton.
Jonathan Bailey?
Yeah. I'm interested to see where it goes because he's now played a straight character and he's played gay characters. So it's like I feel like he didn't get boxed into something and now he's in a different genre where it's like action-y stuff with Jurassic Park, and it's going to be very interesting to see where he goes from here because I do feel like maybe he can't like bridge that gap.
Yeah. I could have sworn he had also launched some kind of LGBT group or something, or nonprofit, the Shameless Fund, an LGBT charity. Let me see, to raise money
advocating for LGBTQ rights. And what else?
Yeah, the Shameless Fund. I remember it was like something with the marketing that I thought interesting. Yeah. I don't know much about it, but I remember, there was something like with milk or something like that.
I was going to say, well, okay, that makes sense. Harvey Milk.
Oh, I didn't even. Honestly, I just thought, is that supposed to be something else? But you know what? That makes more sense.
Oh no, honey.
I don't know.
I just saw the things and I said, did I click on the wrong article?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell me that was.
I know. Well,
I wouldn't have thought of Harvey Milk when looking at this picture.
Is that him or is that what's his name?
No, that's I don't know who that is. I
You know
thought it
who
was
it
a
looks
model. Huh?
It looks like that one singer guy that you just told me. I was playing a song by him and you were like, his voice is really theatrical. What's his name?
Ben?
Yeah, but what's his last name?
Platt?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I was like, wait, what are we talking about? But Jonathan Bailey, I did see that he had started that charity. I thought that was really wonderful. But also it's okay if people don't, that's where I'm kind of like, if it's in your heart, if it's something you want to do and this is how you want to use your platform, that's amazing. But I think that anytime, and this goes for any community, anything at all, anytime we have ulterior motives for something,
No, I'm unsure.
It catches up to us. And if we're not genuine about the things that we're doing, if it's inauthentic, I don't know.
Ulterior.
UL. I don't know. I just feel like it eventually will catch up to us. Yes. We have to own every decision that we make, whether we are paying for it now in a good or bad way, paying for it now or 15 years from now. But I just think that that's why it's so important. Just honor yourself and your truth and move forward with that. And I think that you're always going to be in the right place.
I agree.
On the right side of everything. If you're just honoring, obviously you have to be a good person, because I feel like, well, I'm honoring being a bitch. Well, no, I'm not talking about that, but like
being an asshole.
Yeah. But go about and move in life in a good way, in an honest way.
Yeah. So I think that, to wrap this up, did you have someone else?
No, that was it actually.
Okay,
I didn't want to go too much into it because I'm like, everyone.
Yeah. And basically, have the people that you look up to, but please remember that they are just people, and do the work in yourself to be an ally for yourself and for your friends, while also just becoming who you should be, who you need to be. I don't know. I think stop focusing so much on what other people that you will probably never meet in your life.
Don't disappoint them. They might need them some.
Okay. Place. Well, just keep in mind, please. People are people. People are people, and your life is so much more than just this little circle that you're focused on right now.
Yes, and I understand why we do it. I know why I did it.
We all need someone to look up to.
Yes. Yeah. Where it felt very isolating. We had no one else to look up to. There's this person that I love that they're involved in this movie and the show, whatever it is. I absolutely get it. So I hope it's not dismissive of what the connection we feel towards people. Guys, I feel that towards Jodie, okay? I talk about Jodie Comer all the time. But I don't feel like, I don't know,
there has to be a healthy balance.
Yeah.
I understand fandom. I understand looking up to people. I fully respect that. But I just think that sometimes we can allow ourselves to be let down when we kind of put people up there and unable to be real people.
Yeah.
Just do it in a healthy way.
Yeah, let people be real people, because you are also real people, and you are also special. And anything that these mothers or these daddies or these queer icons and these white ladies dancing on lesbian buses do, you can go dance on a lesbian bus too. I don't know. You could just do there's nothing. I think it is so much of, but that is so amazing. That's great. You existing as you are, being authentically you, being just as you were born, made to be in this world, existing, treating people right. You are my icon.
Yes.
I think that is amazing. And you are everything you need to be. It's from within. It's not from someone else.
Yes.
And so I hope you guys recognize that. I will fan out with you about people anytime. Show me, send me things that you guys like. But we have to, come on, guys,
I like that. You are our icon. I love that. Okay. I think that's going to be it for us.
Some dessert.
Okay. Yes. It's just to be completely transparent with you guys. We are recording this the night before it gets released. I have to log off and go edit this real quick because there was definitely a period that has to be cut out. And so this episode, it might not have all of the frills and thrills that I like to usually put into it, but we didn't want to miss this week. So
yeah, really
you're gonna get it a little raw tonight.
You raw dogging it for the edit. Raw dogging the edit. Thank you guys so much. Again, we wish you a wonderful week. We know it's a special month for us, so we hope that this episode you feel celebrated. So we do love our people.
Yes.
We really
love
do.
you, and we think of everyone as equal people. So as we have our icons, you are also our icon.
Yeah, and keep on iconing.
Yes, do the thing.
Yeah, go dance on a bus.
Love you.
Bye. Crossing my legs gave me a wedgie.